The next speaker is Mr. John Cantazara.
Good morning. Ms. Mayor, 2 months ago, you changed the rules for this public speaking section to make it a random draw. It almost became an analogy of modern society today, where you decided to punish hard work, where people would wake up 4 hours early to wait in line. Now, you changed the rules where they could show up 5 minutes before the draw, and everybody had an equal opportunity to speak. That did nothing under the guise of having different speakers speak. All it did was successfully silence certain voices that you didn't want to hear on a regular basis by decreasing the odds that they would be at the microphone. So congratulations on that. This city is broke. You've said it time and time again, but yet you increase resources, financial and otherwise, to combat deportation on illegal immigrants in this city, as if that's such a great, noble cause. I'm not here to debate that cause. I'm here to make a simple point. You keep throwing more money when this city is broke at that problem. If you really believe it, it's really easy to do with other people's money, but if you really believe it, here's a challenge. Use all your money. Donate all your money. Clean out your bank accounts. Refinance your home. Max out your credit cards, and then take more loans and do it. Then you won't be a hypocrite. But you won't do that because you're blowing everybody else's money, whether they agree with you or not. It's ridiculous. You need to stay on point. Speaking of hypocrisy, this chamber has been rife with hypocrisy for decades, and I'll give you a couple examples. The IG just made a report that during the Laquan McDonald shooting, Superintendent Johnson basically okayed, like everybody else in a white shirt did, the shooting. Now, his response was he never okayed it. Well, he also never had a public outcry against it either, now did he, as the chief of patrol? So he's just as culpable in his silence, and that's his explanation, as he would be if he signed off on it. But yet, here he is sitting in judgment of 4 officers that he said were responsible for the same cover-up, but he's not holding himself accountable. It's a reoccurring theme. He doesn't hold himself accountable at all. Just last week, another bad decision. Drinking and driving, admittedly. The amount really doesn't matter because Department rules and regulations stipulate that being drunk off duty is illegal in the police department, and the standard is half of what it is when you're driving behind the wheel of a car. It is .04. The state police, we will never know now, obviously, because unfortunately, a handful of policemen were put in a no-win situation that night. But it shows poor judgment, yet again, on the head of your police department. Not to mention the march on the expressway last July, yet again. Now, it's against public or department policy to do anything that's political. But yet here he is now making a political stance, saying publicly that he's not going to attend the president's speech at the chiefs of police meeting where he's the host chief. It's ridiculous. It's a political statement that's against department policy, and you keep him in power.
Thank you, Mr. Cantazar.